So imagine that you are a mama of three, a whole birth worker, like total birth nerd, and not knowing that you was pregnant for months. That was my reality around this time last year. If you've clicked on this video, I'm pretty sure you've come from my Instagram page. So I just want to say thank you for showing love over there and over here. Welcome to Truth Be Told, Paige Malliah Show. I am your Highness, Paige Malliah, and I'm here to inspire you to go higher. So let's get into how I didn't know that I was pregnant for 5 whole months. If you saw my Instagram post, I put a poll on there just to see if people guessed how far along I was before I found out. And most of y'all got it right. I was 5 months pregnant. Yeah, so let's get into the story. I'm just going to go down the timeline basically and go from there. Make sure y'all get your herbal tea in. This is a blend from Crystal, the Alkaline Goddess. If you don't know, now you know, and you should definitely get over there and get you some, or get down to NO and get you some, okay? She can read your face, all of that, tell you what you need if you don't know what you need. This combo is her blood purifier and no more anxiety. So like I said, go get you some. Free promo. I ain't talked to her, I ain't met her yet, but when I do, it's gonna be straight all love, especially because we both doulas and we both into the herbal stuff. But anyways, so back to why y'all clicked on this video. So yes, Paige, how you didn't know you was pregnant for 5 whole months after 3 children, working in a birth world? Like, how you didn't know? Well, what I can conclude is that I most likely didn't know because of stress. I had no symptoms at all for this pregnancy, which was one of the main reasons why I really was not, I ain't gonna say not convinced, but why I was really shocked that I was pregnant. So I didn't have no symptoms. And besides the stress, I'll say probably I didn't have any symptoms because I was breastfeeding. So I haven't had a cycle since like 21. And then I didn't have none of the normal symptoms that most pregnant women have from, like, every woman doesn't get the nauseating, throwing up and stuff like that. But I didn't have no nausea. My belly wasn't there. Like, in my head, I still have my abs, and I'll show some pictures probably on Instagram or whatever. But I didn't have no pudge. I didn't have no belly. Like, there was no normal signs of actually being pregnant. So I didn't, no missed cycle, because like I said, I haven't had no cycle since 21. So we're just gonna go down the timeline. So like I said, around this time last year, one night I was supposed to drop my son off with his dad, and like closer to the time I was supposed to drop him off or get ready to leave to drop him off, I had already been feeling like real off that whole day. But by the time I was getting ready to leave, I had to go to the bathroom because I feel like I had to throw up. And so when I did throw up, I definitely felt a little better, but it was still like, what the fuck wrong with me type shit. And so I got him on the line and I was just like, hey, bro, I really, wanted to bring my baby out there, but we're going to have to reschedule because I just don't feel good. And the first thing he says, because I remember this was probably like just a 2-3 minute call. First thing he says is, nigga, you pregnant? And I was like, nigga, no, like, the fuck? So we laughed about it, joked about it, all of that stuff. But I was just like, yeah, we're going to reschedule. So I get off the phone and I probably threw up maybe 1 or 2 more times after that. But it was straight bowel. So when the bowel came, I definitely continued to knock the whole pregnancy idea out of my head, and I just chucked it up to like food poisoning or some shit like that, or the stomach bugs. I think the stomach bugs going around too. So yeah, so that was I just know that was around March of last year. So the second indication that I might have been pregnant was baby daddy. He was just like, my most recent baby daddy. He was like, I ain't been want to say nothing, but you've been looking a little pudgy or whatever the last couple months. And in my head, y'all, I'm still like, I got my flat belly. Like, what did you talk about? Like, I don't got no pudge in here. Like, there's no baby in here, bro. I was still not convinced that there was a baby. So he was like, well, I think we should still go and, see, and just to make sure. And I'm like, okay, I'm not knocking it at all. I'd rather see and make sure too. But at this moment, I still was not convinced that I had a baby in my belly. So when I could tell he was serious. So with me, I can tell you every single conception date of every last one of my children. So I started doing my little calculations and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, okay, if we get in here and they tell me I can't be no more than like maybe 10, 12, maybe 14 weeks at the most, y'all. That's what I had calculated. And so we make the appointment, we get to the appointment, and at this point, I'm still not showing physically as far as the belly goes. Like, even when I was laying on the little table before she put the jelly on my belly or whatever, I'm still looking at my belly like, this thing flat. Like, ain't no baby in there. So, like I said, she put the jelly on my belly, the little wand on my stomach, and with me working in the birth working world, I recently in the last like year or two have been starting to study ultrasounds, mainly because women don't need to be getting all them ultrasounds. None, if you can, but that's another conversation for another day. So when she put the wand on my belly, it was a full blown baby in there. Like, so that was probably like the first shock. I was like, damn, like that ain't no little fetus no more type shit. So we get done with this appointment, and after the lady examined me and all that stuff, she concludes that I'm somewhere in between 18 and 22 weeks. And when you have an ultrasound, none of that shit is ever fully accurate. It's just an approximation. So that's why she gave me that range. But when she said that, I'm like, what? You mean to tell me I only got like 3-4 months left in this pregnancy? Like, what? So yeah, that was probably the most shocking out of all of this. And like I said, with me reading ultrasounds, I also knew it was another girl, even though the place that I went to, it was a free ultrasound joint. So they don't tell you, but I knew it was a girl, and I ended up getting it out the lady. And she confirmed that it was a girl. So that was another shocker for me, because if you know me, I'm going to always claim that boys are easier than girls. And 3 girls. It's an adventure. That's all I'm gonna say. Yeah. So, everything was cool. I definitely had to adjust to the situation. Like I said, I was already kind of like in a stressful chapter in my life. And so it was just like, okay, I love babies. I really do believe that children are gifts. So I wasn't upset. I wasn't mad. It was just like, okay, gotta do what you gotta do type shit. So, yeah, it's funny because, the grandmother of my third child, she definitely gave me the heads up probably a couple weeks before the conception date, she told me that she had a dream that there was another girl on the way. So I think that was another reason why it didn't really like super shock me, but it was just like, okay. She told me that's what it was, and I know this because when she told me, I was really like, girl, I want no more girls, but also I wasn't really trying to have another baby at this time, so I had wrote it in my journal. So yeah, when I looked back in the dates in my journal, it was literally like a couple weeks before we conceived her. So I always think that's funny to look back on as well, and a great story to tell her about her own, life when she gets older. So yeah, I only had 3 to 4 months to prepare for this little girl, and it was still a challenge. I ain't gonna even lie. Having to get adjusted to and emotionally connect to her. But that was just really my main focus, was preparing my body, preparing my mind, and preparing my spirit for her arrival, because there's no going back. So I just did what I knew to do. Yeah, so I found out that what they call this is a cryptic pregnancy. So drop a comment down below if you've heard of that, or if you have experienced one. Tell me your story. But I've heard of phantom pregnancy before, but I never heard of cryptic pregnancy. So a phantom pregnancy is where you have all the symptoms from feeling, movement, and stuff like that. And that's another thing. I didn't feel no movement probably until after the ultrasound, or not too long after I had scheduled an appointment for it. Like, she literally, like, everybody who I told, because I didn't tell everybody, I definitely kept this pregnancy on the low just for my own protection, because people be crazy out here. But also I needed the time to adjust to the situation myself. But it was so funny because I told y'all I had my flat belly, like I was not showing. And so I find it really funny I find it really funny that not too long after I had the ultrasound, my belly, she literally like popped out. Like, okay, y'all niggas know I'm here. I'm here. And so I say that because I told only a certain amount of people. And when I told them, everybody was like, what? Like, no, you not, nigga. I just seen you last month or last week and your belly was flat. So when I say I really was like, nah, I'm not pregnant because my belly was still flat, my belly was still flat until literally like a week after we found out about her. My stomach like came all the way out, which I think is so funny. But anyway, so yeah, phantom pregnancy is when you feel movement, or you get the nauseating, or the nauseation. I don't even know if that's a word, but the regular pregnancy symptoms, a woman can actually feel it and she is not pregnant at all. A cryptic pregnancy is when you don't get no symptoms at all, and sometimes you don't even know you're pregnant up until the actual birthday. But it's considered cryptic if you don't find out until like after that 20-week period. So that's why I would consider this a cryptic pregnancy, which is totally new for me. And I'm grateful for the experience because it just helps me to continue on my mission to empower women, with their pregnancies and their births. So yeah, I definitely, learned some new things, which I enjoy as a Life Path 7. If you know, you know. So yeah, and honestly, that was just the beginning, because my labor and delivery was just a whole nother unexpected situation in itself. And I'm gonna put the link down below in the description box for my 4th birth story, 2nd successful home birth story. And you can also check out my other ones, which I'll put my other first 3 birth stories, which I'll put that link down below in the description as well. So, yeah, if you want to see, you know, how it all went down, just click them links below. Yeah, so 5 whole months, y'all. I had no idea that I was pregnant. I love my life. Like, truth be told, I really love my life because it has given me so many eye-opening experiences that have helped me to really just thrive in this life, no matter the obstacles, no matter the challenges. One thing Paige Malai gonna do is keep on going. You feel me? Very, very resilient over here. So, yeah, this experience definitely changed me and has given me more courage to really just trust and listen to my body. And I hope that this story can do the same for any expectant mamas watching this video as well. Please trust your body, trust your mind, trust your spirit, trust your baby. And also, if you're preparing for birth, I want to give you a free birth prep guide, or a checklist, I should say, down in the description box below. So I'll put that link in there and y'all can download that. Because at the end of the day, whether you're expecting it or you're not expecting it, like I was, you need to be prepared. And that's the best way to have the best experience, I will say. So yeah, I'm gonna catch y'all on the flip side. I'm gonna see y'all in the next video. Thank you for showing love. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. So until next time.